Hello my viewers, praise Jesus. It's your girl Princess Phyllis. I'm back again with another video as promised. Last time we spoke about depression, we defined it, we saw what it is, and we also explained its symptoms. Hope it has helped you a lot. Please share widely so that people may have the knowledge of the depression. Today we're going to talk about risk factors or causes of depression. So there are a number of factors that may increase the chance of depression, including number one, abuse. So past physical or sexual or emotional abuse can increase the vulnerability to clinical depression later in life. Number two, we have certain medication. Some drugs can increase the risk of depression. And number three, we have death or loss. Sadness or grief from death or loss of a loved one, though natural, it may increase the risk of depression. Number three, we have conflict. Depression in someone who has the biological vulnerability to develop depression may result from personal conflicts or disputes with the family members or friends. Another thing, we have genetics. A family history of depression may increase the risk. It's thought that depression is a common trait, meaning that there are probably many different genes that each exert small effects, rather than a single gene that contributes to disease risk. So the genetics of depression, like most psychiatric disorders, are not as simple as straightforward as in purely genetic diseases such as Huntington's, chorea, or cystic fibrosis. So another thing, we have major events. Even good events such as starting a new job, graduating, or getting married can lead to depression. So can moving or losing a job or income, getting divorced, or retiring. So however, the syndrome of clinical depression is never just a normal response to stressful life events. So another thing is serious illness. So sometimes depression coexists with a major illness or may be triggered by another medical condition. Another thing, we have substance abuse. Nearly 30% of people with substance abuse also have major or clinical depression. Even if drugs or alcohol temporarily make you feel better, they ultimately will aggravate depression. So we have another last item, a risk factor, that is other personal problems. So problems such as social isolation due to other mental illness or being cast out of a family or social group can contribute to the risk of developing a clinical depression. We're now going to learn or to see how genetics is linked to the risk of depression. So we know that depression can sometimes run in families. This suggests that there is at least a partial genetic link to depression. So children, siblings, and parents of people with severe depression are somewhat more likely to suffer from depression than are members of the general population. So multiple genes interacting with one another in special ways probably contribute to the various types of depression that run in families. So yet, despite the evidence of family linked to depression, it's unlikely that there is a single depression gene that may, but rather many genes that each contribute small effects towards depression when they interact with the environment. We want to learn what is the link between depression and chronic illness. So in some people, a chronic illness causes depression. So a chronic illness is an illness that lasts for a very long time and usually cannot be cured completely. So however, chronic illness can often be controlled through diet, exercise, lifestyle habits, and certain medications. So some examples of chronic illness that may cause depression are diabetes, heart diseases, arthritis, kidney disease, HIV and AIDS, and multiple sclerosis, that is MS. Hyperthyroidism may also lead to the depressed feelings. Also want to see, is depression linked to chronic pain? So when pain lingers for weeks to months, it's referred to as being chronic. Not only does chronic pain hurt, it also disturbs your sleep, your ability to exercise and be active, your relationships, and your productivity at work. So can you see how chronic pain may also leave you feeling sad, isolated, and depressed?